Hi everyone, Paul Morbid here, Morbid Team Entertainment and Bolex Repair Philippines. So it's been a long time until I've got back into taking a look at servicing my Bolex H-16 Reflex. I've been busy with my experimental horror film and other things going on in my life, just like anyone else. So what I want to do is jump back into this, and I'm finally going to be able to remove the cover. Haven't done this because I've been working on so many things with this camera in the meantime. It has taken me forever to get 2 screws within inside the film compartment removed. I have tried so many things. I have tried applying heat with my soldering iron to those screws. I have tried even applying pressure with a rubber band method that I use, and then going there with a screwdriver and putting that on top of the rubber and turning the screw. That did not work, as that has worked many times with other screws. Let's see, I have lubricated it, and those 2 screws didn't work. They were so corroded in the side of there that they wouldn't turn. Okay? So, not to say what country that I purchased this camera from, it just had a lot of corroded screws and rusted screws so badly they were frozen in different areas. Okay? And so, anyway, I had no choice but to grind those 2 screws out. And so I got that done. And on that plate, I'll replace that later. I will mend the plate or something, but it's my camera, and that's just the way it's going to be. So far, I've removed the crank handle, I removed the dial here, okay, the shutter button knob right there, and the T and I knob right there. I've got them all to the side of my table, and when I got down to everything, even after grinding down those 2 screws inside, would you believe right here, this knob, as many times as I've taken that off, that screw right there, it took me forever to remove this thing. But finally, I got that screw out. It almost frightened me there for a moment, but I got that thing to turn, and it came out of there. Okay, so I got all these, again, points removed right here, okay? And when you turn these over, okay, so I got those 2 ground out. Again, I'll have to replace this bottom plate or mend it later, but again, it's my camera. So, but this screw did remove freely, thankfully. Okay, so generally the top of this thing will remove easier. The only problem you're going to have is generally with the film cutter down here, you have to bend it out of the way with your thumb like that. Alright, you can pull this up and it will generally come up like that. Okay, you can push it out of the way. Different ways here. Alright, there we got that. And sometimes you have to kind of bang it on one of your hands, the bottom of it. So let's try it. Alright, there we go pretty much. Alright. Okay. And remember, if you're going to do this yourself, and you're about to remove the turret from the front of this Bolex, remember you got to have the knowledge of resetting the timer, timing of the shutter, and pull down of the claw. And if you don't, then don't do it. Send this to a professional. Okay? And understand, any mistakes that you make upon your camera are on yourself or on you. Alright? So we'll go ahead and pull this out, just like so. Leave it at the top of the camera first. So here's inside. We've got We've got a dead spider. Okay. We've got some deteriorated foam. All right. But everything else looks just really dirty and dusty. That type of thing. Okay. All right. So no surprise that's going to have to be cleaned out. Just a matter of all cleaning. All right, so we know what the top of this looks like. Flip it over. And here we go. After so long, I've got this done. It's out of the way. Okay. So thankfully everything looks pretty much free of any type of surface rust, and that's what you want. All right. Let's take a look at the side. The main concern, at least one of the main concern, is the governor right here. All right, so there's only minimal surface rust, and that's great. That's what I want. Okay. Let's take a look further down in the side of it. And as you can see, there's some corrosion. That's of some concern. So I'm going to have to take a closer look at that and see what ails it. Hopefully it's going to be nothing but surface corrosion. But time will tell. All right. Here are the gears. It looks like, as I've stated in one of my previous videos, that someone had poured some motor oil inside of here. Maybe some 10W40 or something like that. Because in some areas the oil is black. But at any rate, this part of the camera right here, it works. You know, so all I got to do really is just clean it up. All right. So for those of you who don't know, this is the motor. Okay. The belt down in there looks good, free of rust. All right. So I got some surface rust here. All right. So there's going to have to be some dismantling going on, and just to let you know, you want to do, sometimes, you know, you got to roll the dice. You want to do as less dismantling as possible, because there are times when you dismantle it too far, it won't go back the same, it won't operate the same way, rather, as it did when it came from the factory. You know, and it's just, but then again, you also, you know, you don't want to go too deep, you know, if possible. But I do when I have to get in there, and at some point in time in my life, got to open this up, the clutch motor barrel. And you've seen one of my previous videos with the very rusty non-reflex that is unrepairable. Then I'm going to have to remove the spring, clean it, check it for cracks and stuff like that, clean it, clean the barrel out, and then re-lubricate everything, the spring and the clutch motor barrel, with graphite grease. Okay? So at this time, it's just going to be cleaning this thing off. All right? Other than that, first I got to replace the knobs on the front. It's really safest. So I'm going to go ahead and replace these knobs and get back to you. Okay, so I've got all the knobs back on. Motor disengaging knob, shutter button knob, frames per second dial, and the I and the T knob right there. It's especially good to put this one back on because the part underneath tends to want to fall out to a degree. Okay? So, next is just a matter of cleaning. And all I'm going to do is just start on that. Okay, so this is what it's going to be. Alright, so next I'm going to use my pipe cleaner methods, as most of you know. I'm going to go in here and start doing some basic removing of oil and stuff like that. Alright, so and there you see already got some of that. So it seems to be pretty thick. Alright. So this is going to take time once again, as it does. So whenever you get these cameras like this, it's initially going to take time and money. And once you've got it done, you got it done. And then you have to take care of it, keep it out of heat and humidity. These cameras are made of like, what, 4 types of metal. So you're in a country that has a lot of humidity, this thing is going to rust within about 3 to 6 months. So I had to keep taking mine apart all the time, the Bolex cameras. All the time. Constant surface rust. Just the way it is. It's old oil in here. Alright. So for quite a while, this is what it's going to be. I'm going to go down here, I'm going to clean as much as possible without having to dismantle as much as possible, with the exception of that governor that's going to have to come out of there. Alright, that will. See, I got some dirt right here. That type of thing. And a very filthy pipe cleaner so far. So up inside of here, see what I got. What am I going to be granted? More filth. So that is that. I do have some surface rust around these posts right here. Okay, very possible I'll be able to clean those off. If not, I had to order some more. Okay. And by the way, there's a small spring right here, so watch out when you clean. See it at the end of my pencil eraser? Right there. Careful right there. All right. All this old oil. Nasty, nasty. A lot of problems. It's going to take more than a pipe cleaner. I can guarantee you that. Bit of surface rust here. All right. So, for me, for a long time, I'm going to be cleaning. And I'll get back to this whenever I can get back to it. I got a film to do I'm working on, and other cameras and other things. Right? So we'll keep going and working on that Bolex step by step as I have been doing. So for a long time, this is what it's going to be for me. Off and on cleaning, a little dismantling, hopefully, checking for broken parts, possibly. And I'm going to take as long as I can on this, you know, due to my film or films. That type of thing. If I don't do that now, it'll never get done. So one day, I'll be done with this camera. Alright? And hopefully, do contact me at the social media outlets provided on the screen. And remember, as always, do subscribe. Until next time, see ya!